Hey there, Jester here, and well, seems like I don't need to think of a project today. Marcel's already got one for me. Is this your project or is this something from the mask maker? Neither. You're just here to make sure that I do it. Okay. Well, we've got the magic box and a different little key for it. So let's get that on camera. And inside the box is... oh, it's Lavande. Now, Lavande is our very newest little friend. I made them during the Christmas live stream. Now, what is it that's wrong? Oh, yes. You are supposed to be a baker, and yet you've got a little clown hat, because that's what I had planned to do. But while I was making you, you became a baker. So now you want a proper baker's hat. And you brought me some felt and some fabric so that I can make that for you. All right, let's close that up again. Set that aside. Okay, well, first thing we need to do is get your little clown hat off so we can give you a baker's hat. Fortunately, it's not stitched on very tightly, so I can swap that out fairly easily. I'm going to need to take my glasses off to do close-up work, and maybe take the cuffs off just to get them out of the way. If I'm going to be sewing, I don't want them to catch on things, so just got some little stitches in there, and most of that just comes off real easy. There we go. Pull the little strings out. And now I've got a spare Jester hat if I need it. Hold on to that for me. Okay. So the next thing I need to do is make a little hat for Lavande here. So, I'm not going to make it so that it goes around their entire head. They all have little hats. I'm just going to cut a little bit along here. Since I know that's not perfectly straight, I'm going to fold that over and kind of straighten it out. Still not perfect, but better than it was. And then I'm just going to... how big a hat do I want on you? Let's make it a little wider. I'd like it to be a little lower too. Maybe like that. Okay, so I got that. And I'm going to just pin it. This is a small, stiffer felt sheet than what I usually use, instead of these soft ones, because I want it to be able, I want the hat to stick up. Now I need to stitch up this hat. Got some white thread. Oops. And I've got blue thread that wants to come with me, but it can just sit there for now. And I've got my needles. Pick up some thread. Put my needle. Now for these little hats, I like to, instead of just stitching it straight up and down, it'll make little loops all the way down. First, I need to start side. And as always, I like to go in through between my threads again, so that instead of only relying on the knot to not pull through. I've got the little loop there that'll help hold it in place. So. Where do I want to go with this? Like that, and then for these next ones, go in, out like that, so I don't have to worry about trying to get my fingers inside that little thing. Go back in so we're on the inside. We'll go through one of the other stitches. And knot that by going back through our thread. Yep, that should be nice and sturdy. That's the basic little tube part of the hat. But now we need to do the puffy bit on top. Make a proper chef's hat. Now, it'd be nice if my fabric matched my felt, but this is the white I have, which I apparently bought and then never used because it's still got a sticker on. So now I need to make a circle of this, and I think, you know, the way it's folded, one of these squares should be enough. So let me fold this thing. Here's the end. That might be a little small, so I'm going to take one of these. I'm going to take one of these central squares. I want to make a circle. And if I start with a rectangle, then my circle is going to be confined to the size of the shortest side of the rectangle. Good enough for now. So, I want to make a circle out of this. So I'm going to fold it in half. And I'm going to fold it in half again. About this. And then I'm going to again. If I fold it more than that, it's probably going to be very hard to cut. So here I'm going to carve off the top. It's got kind of a ice cream cone shape. So when I unfold that, it's a pretty good circle. It's not perfect, but that's okay because we're not going to be seeing the edges of it. The next thing I want to do, and I'm going to use, well, this blue seems to want to do something. I'm going to use some of this just to make a running stitch around the edge. Take this and my needle, and I'm going to take my glasses off again so I can see little things. I do have, no, these ones aren't the ones that have the bifocals. My other glasses have bifocals, but these are not the ones that have them. But I still take them off when I want to do little things anyway. So, to show you what I'm doing, I've got a contrasting color, because again, this isn't going to be seen. And I'm not going to double the thread over, I'm just going to use a single. And I'm just going to go through around the edge. I'll pull it through, but not all the way. Whoops. And I'm going to make fairly big stitches. Just all around the edge. Okay, we're nearly done. Get around so it's at the same side. So, the needle. So there. Very, very sloppy running stitch, but that's okay. So what we're going to do, it's not to be seen. We're just going to pull on this, and it's going to make our floppy little top of the chef hat. Trim that off. And tie this off. There we go. Now, that is supposed to go on like that to make our little floppy chef hat. And I need to figure out how to do that precisely. I need to turn you inside out. Will that help? I don't know. Never actually made a chef hat before. I just looked up how to do it. Stick few pins through just to hold that puff in place. While I think about how to match it. Probably easier at a larger scale, like for an actual hat, but just a little blob hat. A little trickier. Okay. Yeah. I think I'm just going to stitch around it and hope for the best. See how that turns out. By the end of my thread. Come on, here we go. Alright, I guess we're just going to start sewing this and hope for the best. Nearly done. Definitely not the most elegant bit of sewing I've ever done, but the important part is that the puff is attached to the band and no one's ever going to see the inside of it, because the inside of it will be covered by Lavande. Alright, let's get this knotted off. There we go. I did get a bit, nibbled there. That is okay. Now I'm just going to flatten the hat out. And it is obviously a chef's hat. Now, we need to stick it to Lavande's head. I will do by putting the... That's the back. Stick some pins in there. Actually, blobs do not mind getting stuck with pins. They don't feel pain. They are felt and stuffing. That's what it'll look like once I'm done. Now I need to stitch that on there. And, like the clown hat, I don't think I'll be using too many stitches for it. It just needs to stay on there. It doesn't need to be permanent. Because you never know. Lavande might decide later that they want to be something else. They get tired of baking. Okay, guess this will be less forgiving than the little clown hats, because those you can fold this up and stitch it onto the bottom and then fold this back down. But this, I have to try to make good. So the hair will probably help keep things. There we go. Out of the way. I'm going to start this on the inside, just to my usual going back to the doubled thread. Oh, caught on their nose. The knot will be on the inside. And push that down and stick through their head. Fortunate for us organic beings that we don't need to do this. It will not be very comfortable for us. The blobs, they think it's fine. It's getting caught on their nose. How many hairs to move out of the way? That's good enough. Push that as much as I can. I'm gonna go through this spot again. That should hold it steady. Then I'm going to go through that last loop. Tie it off, and the knot should be hidden by Lavande's hair. Okay. There we go. Now we've got a little hat for our little baker. Now we just need to figure out what a little plush being would consider food.